Objective. After listening to this module, you'll be able to describe some basic human needs that, when not met, can be a source of stress. Human needs. Another million-dollar question. Why do some people stress out at the drop of a dime and some people don't? We talked about the role that personality plays in terms of why we stress. And don't get me wrong, personality definitely plays a role in how we deal with stress, but I'd like to go a bit deeper and ask, what's the real reason we stress out? Let's talk about the psychology of stress. In order to manage your own stress more effectively, it's important to get to the bottom of the reason why you stress out. In order to understand why certain people appear to be more prone to stress than others, let's take a look at the phenomenon of human needs. Maslow's hierarchy. Abraham Maslow was a psychologist who proposed the idea that our behavior and motivations are based on our needs. In other words, we behave according to whether or not our needs are being met. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is often portrayed in the shape of a pyramid, indicating a hierarchy, with the most basic and most important need at the bottom, and the least important need at the top. Applying this theory to stress, a person might feel stressed or out of emotional or physical homeostasis if these needs are not being met. For example, being unable to obtain sufficient food and water to those who are literally starving to death in third world countries may be more stressful than going through a breakup. The ability to eat is a basic physiological need, which is at the bottom of the pyramid, and going through a breakup might fall into social or esteem needs, which are higher up on the pyramid, indicating that they're not as important. So based on Maslow's theory, an unmet physiological need trumps an unmet social or self-esteem need. In other words, an unmet physiological need is a stronger force or determining factor with one's behavior. But someone who has never experienced true starvation, but who feels that they're unworthy of love and that they'll never find love again after going through a breakup, will most likely feel extremely stressed after going through a breakup and being rejected by their lover. So they may feel that an unmet social or self-esteem need trumps a physiological need only because they have never experienced a true physiological need. However, believe it or not, a woman who survived living in a concentration camp during World War II and wrote a book about it admitted that feeling rejected from a boy that she really liked after being released from the concentration camp, in a way, was worse than the inhumane experiences she endured in a concentration camp. So in this case, needing to feel loved and accepted trumped, to an extent, physiological needs for the girl in the concentration camp. What do you think? Are physiological needs or lack thereof more stressful or less stressful than needs that are higher up on the pyramid, such as feeling safe or feeling that you're connected to others? ABCs of human needs. The ABCs of human needs is another theory that illustrates the phenomenon that humans have certain needs. Just like Maslow's theory, it's important to note that everyone is different in terms of which needs they value most. Some people place more emphasis on particular needs than others. A is for accomplishments. This refers to the need to feel that you've accomplished something. This might be analogous to esteem needs or Maslow's fourth level of the pyramid. An example of stress that results from this need not being met is feeling frustrated when you weren't able to get through your to-do list for the day, or because you got a low grade in a class, or you couldn't get into a class that you desperately need in order to graduate, or anything that prevents you from accomplishing your goals. But again, just like Maslow's hierarchy and the girl in the concentration camp, everyone is different. Being prevented from accomplishing something might not be a stressor at all for some people because they're completely fine with not accomplishing anything in their daily life, let alone their life in general. But others get very stressed, agitated, angry, or frustrated when they're prevented from accomplishing their goals. B is for belonging. This refers to the need to feel a sense of belonging and acceptance and is analogous to the third level of Maslow's needs or social needs. Needing to love and be loved by others would fall into this category. An example of stress that results when this need is not being met is feeling lonely, anxious, or depressed after a relationship has ended. Some people actually prefer being a loner than feeling they belong with any particular group of people, while others might be willing to do anything to belong. So this need or lack thereof might not be stressful to some people. C is for comfort. This refers to the need to feel physically comfortable and would be analogous to the first level of Maslow's hierarchy, physiological needs. An example of stress that results when this need is not met is feeling sad or depressed because of pain or injury, or feeling irritated because of discomfort resulting from a broken air conditioner in the middle of a hot summer. People with a high tolerance for pain might not stress when confronted with physical discomfort, whereas those with a low tolerance might become extremely stressed when they experience the slightest bit of pain or physical discomfort. D is for dependability. This refers to the need to feel that you can depend or rely on other people. This might be somewhat analogous to Maslow's third level or social needs. An example of stress that results when this need isn't met is feeling anxious or fearful because you don't trust anyone, or feeling incredibly disappointed when someone you trusted does something to break that trust. Some people might not bat an eye when someone does something that breaks their trust. Others might get very upset and depressed. E is for esteem. This refers to the need to feel good about yourself and is analogous to Maslow's fourth level, esteem. Esteem refers to the need for the respect of others, or the need for status, recognition, fame, prestige, and attention. An example of stress that results when this need isn't met is feelings of helplessness, despair, and depression when you didn't get a promotion at work that you thought you absolutely deserved. Some people could care less about having respect from others or the need for status, attention, or fame, and to others, those things are very important. F is for finances. This refers to the need to feel that you're financially secure. An example of stress that results when this need isn't met is feeling anxious because you don't know how you're going to pay your bills. Some might be able to live on hardly any income at all and be okay with not knowing how they're going to pay the bills each month. Others might feel extremely stressed when they actually have a relatively large bank account and have quite a few material possessions, but are anxious or frustrated because they don't have everything they want. In the context of stress, both Maslow's hierarchy of needs and the ABCs of human needs are contingent upon one thing: perception. Just as perception plays a role in whether stressors are eustressful or distressful, perception determines the extent to which the deprivation of the need is stressful. So again, perception is a huge determining factor in our stress levels. Key points. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is related to stress in that when certain needs are not met, it can be stressful. The ABCs of human needs also helps identify some basic needs we have that when not met can be stressful. And that's it.